bro?
Hold on.
We are back with the Just Dope podcast. So at this
Okay.
point, y'all might have seen at least some old videos that we've dropped. This is our newest one. Anyways, this is about a character by the name of Officer Tatum. Uh, what do you know about him, bro?
I know his. Okay, I gotta watch my language real quick. I know he's a piece of shit in the sense of he's an Uncle Tom, he's an Uncle Ruckus, let's just put it simply. And a lot of his stuff kind of goes, is hypocritical and goes against all logic, and he's a fact denier.
Shit.
That's the best way I could put it.
I wish you know what, when you mentioned that we just share when we talk about, I should have had some topics ready because there, I mean, there's no way else to cut it, bro. But yeah, he's the Sambo. He has many videos of contradicting himself. Remember, like the Ilhan Omar thing? He said that was fake,
Yeah.
but then he was like getting mad at people for saying that the Trump assassination attempt was fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think Pearson Morgan kind of I can pull the video up too, but
Yeah, oh yeah, I actually
they,
did see that one when Piers Morgan kind of called him out on it, where it's like, well, what makes you believe this other one over there, over what
right.
Ilhan Holman said? And he's just kind of got trapped in his own little logic thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of his stuff is contradictory, hypocritical, no logical sense to it.
All right, so back at it. Yeah, so he was on there. I know, and he was connected to Charlie Kirk. I know that.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's one of the bigger defenders of him, and he was also mad on people calling
I'm a
out.
dumbass, bro. I should have pulled it. Maybe I'll pull it up. But it's another video of he's done the whatever podcast. Have you seen that podcast?
Yeah,
It's
that
kind of
whatever,
like
whatever.
yeah, it's kind of like Fresh
Also,
and Fit, but like with white guys.
yeah, yeah, I know exactly. That also has who's that guy that who smokes cigarettes when he's like doing that?
Andrew
Yeah,
Andrew Wilson or some shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
got
Man,
cooked.
he a
Oh,
punk.
we should if you have time tonight, we should cover we should cover him too. We should cover the
Man,
pickle fiasco. But anyway, uh, so he was out there and he was this shit is so funny. He was out there and they were talking about crying in front of your partner, your spouse, and he was like, "Oh no, I would never cry in front of my wife. You know, I stay strong for her." And blah blah blah. And they're like, even if no, sorry, I need to back up. They asked him a specific question. They asked him, would you cry in front of your wife if your child died? And he was like, no, I would never. I would stay strong in front of my wife. And I'm like, yeah. So fast forward when Charlie Kirk you know when Charlie Kirk got what he got and passed on to the afterlife. Um, he was at his stream bawling
yeah.
about Charlie Kirk. So
You would have
he's
cried for your
he's
kid dying, but
he
you're gonna cry for this some motherfucker you
gonna cry
barely
for
know.
the white man. They had him. They did the AI image of shit. What's the dude who played in Django? That Samuel Jackson hold know
Leonardo.
how he holds Leonardo DiCaprio when he gets shot in the
Yeah,
Django Unchained. Have you seen that?
yeah.
So there's a scene where he's holding his master. There's people AI'd him and Charlie Kirk, and it was just,
I'd
I'm
see
like,
that one.
that is wild, man. But so anyways, this is a video by my man Couch Politics. He covers all these debates. He does a lot of CNNs. He hates Scott Jennings. Um he just it despises him.
I
But
agree on
he
that
is
one.
covering a debate. I think it's between it's on what's that it's on Stephen A show, right?
Yeah.
we need to cover. We need to do another Royce White one because Royce White got cooked on Stephen A's show by Isaiah Stewart. You know who Isaiah Stewart? He's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah,
yeah. He's like a big social media Democrat.
yeah.
Cooked, cooked Royce, and Royce is still tripping at him. Anyways, so we'll play this video. It's from College Politics. Uh, I'm not gonna give you too much of a warning on what goes down. We'll commentate on it as it goes. It's kind of long, 20 minutes, so I'll try not to say much. But let's get into it. This brother has lost the plot, in my opinion. All right.
Today, if it wasn't for some black people cutting up every day.
Man's point, Stephen, I want to make a point. He said that Democrats ain't.
That's like a white man saying, I'm white first.
They are.
But they do
they
say
wrong then. They wrong then.
America is white first, man.
No, America is not white first.
America considered you property. You were
That's a long time ago, bro.
You would not consider yourself stolen. That's something wrong with your internal compass.
Stolen by who?
Whoever stole you. Whoever.
No. Black people from New York is different than black people from the South. Black people from Africa that came over here as immigrants are very different than African Americans. You sagging your pants and gang banging and doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, we ain't the same. If you doing the right thing and raising your kids and having a family and doing all that stuff, then we are more similar. I have more similarities with white people than I do with some black people. But she don't know more.
But because she had to fight tooth and nail in order for you and I to be able to sit here having this conversation.
So now you need to move on.
And it's a low crime rate
in the white police officers
in a majority black city with a majority black police force.
So the police officers did well.
The Democrats. That's good. The black people, when you finally put black people in charge, shit got cleaned up.
That's not true, but black people have been.
Hello, everybody, guys. I couldn't believe my eyes. But we got MAGA Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Officer Tatum is on the panel, also known as Officer I Wish I Was White. Let's get into this segment and we'll talk about it.
Gary, number one, I think healthy black folk debates get loud, bombastic, and all of that stuff. That thing that is it's venomous, right? Black folk can cuss each other out and still be in love with each other 2 seconds.
That's right.
I think these discussions are necessary because they iron sharpens iron. Number two, I think that I'm black first. Before I'm anything, I'm black. My mom and daddy, when they conceived me, the first thing they knew about me, before they knew I was going to be a boy, before they knew if I was going to be a girl, before they knew what sexual orientation and all of the religion or any of those things, the first thing they knew about me, he going to be black. And because America has made decisions about black people from its inception, from the founding of this country, made determinations about black people, wrote laws about black people, denied black people their access to the ballot box, denied black people freedom, raped our women, stole us from other lands, and even once given us freedom, has made us fight for every inch of that freedom to maintain it and continues to fight with us with that. I will not deny those facts, because those facts still permeate through laws and policies that exist in this country.
So are you saying, is that your way of saying in order for conservatives and liberals, particularly those who happen to be black, to come closer together, there has to be an acknowledgement in your eyes on the other side that those things that you just pointed out are a reality that are inescapable before you can come together?
If we're talking about America, before we talking about black people, we not on the same page.
That's the problem.
No. That is the problem, that you are more committed to America than to your own humanity.
What you mean my humanity, dude? I'm an American, you're an American.
I'm a human before I'm an American.
Yeah, you can say you're a human, but you live.
I'm one of God's children before I'm American. And if you believe in that Bible you say you believe in, are you more God's child or more an American?
I'm more God's child than American.
Or if you're more God's child than God.
Let me speak, Gary. Let's be Gary. Go ahead.
If people listen to this, they notice that Gary is living in the past, and I'm talking about us reuniting in the future. Everybody knows what slavery is all about. Now, Gary kind of misled when he said that they stole us off of these places. We were traded into slave trade, imprisoned, enslaved by other black people that then sold us around the world. So that point, we acknowledge that there are ills that happen in this country. And black people took the brunt of a lot of it. We weren't the only ones, but we took the brunt of a lot of it.
Can I say something? It is just my perspective, and you can say something after me, Rock. I, look, if that's the case, that's the case. But we gotta understand that chattel slavery was a white supremacist thing. But what happened in Africa was a white supremacist thing. So I don't really care. Like I don't understand why we bring that topic up every time. With
Yeah,
what
and
I guess like
it's also ridiculous on his logic, like trading, like we were goods who were just sitting around in some goddamn warehouse, just getting ready to be traded. Like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy to
yeah,
think too.
but
Yeah,
it's weird on the fact that you wouldn't even be that much in denial of factual history. Like, there's books, there's journals on what exactly went on. And for you to
yeah,
have the guts to say that your ancestors were traded and then one just like pretty much kidnapped and forced into labor, it's kind of ridiculous on this logic.
yeah. All right, we'll keep it going.
This country has not always been great to black people. I acknowledge that. Can we understand that? But to act as if we're still living in this perpetual state of racism that has something to do with your everyday life, that we ain't never gonna be able to come together if you believe that, man. If you say you black first, that's crazy. That's like a white man saying, I'm white first.
They are.
They wrong then. They wrong then.
America is white first, man.
No, America is not white first.
America considered you property.
That's how they see it.
That's a long time ago, bro.
Sir, let me ask you something. This
Are
is
you
where you and I,
today?
this is where the disconnect comes from for us. When you say they traded black people, if you were traded, would you consider that you were stolen or traded? If it was you, if somebody took you right now and against your will and took you to another country, would you consider that you were traded or would you consider that you were stolen?
If somebody enslaved me
Yes.
and sold me to these white people,
yes,
I would consider that I was traded by my own people.
Okay. So where
You might be enslaved right now. Like, dude, you weren't a piece of property to be traded in the first place. What are you talking about?
Weird
Like,
to say.
Officer Tatum, first off, his party, the white nationalists that are filled to the brim in his party, aren't called American nationalists. They're called white nationalists.
That's a good
It's
point.
so sad. But the reason this dude doesn't want to be considered black is for many reasons, or to be considered American first, human, whatever the hell he wants to be considered first. But the big one is because of the racism in this country. That's why he wants to disassociate himself. He sees it as a negative.
That's a good point, though,
Yeah.
because he's over saying, well, white people don't consider themselves white, first, but he's right. They don't call themselves the American supremacists. It's the white supremacists.
Yeah.
It's white nationalists. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
And they
Yeah,
literally say it at the top of their lungs. But
you're
that's
right. They're telling you what they think. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, no, that's not what it is. Okay.
The racism in this country, in this world, has made this man, a black man, not want to be associated with his own damn people.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this shit before with my own race, a little bit differently, but Hispanics do this shit all the time. Dominicans, just like me, look like me, refuse to acknowledge they have African blood, African ancestry. Me no black, right? This is what Officer Tatum is saying. I just ain't never seen a black man do this one. I thought it was only us Hispanics that pull this bullshit. Me no black, I'm Hispanic. He is saying me no.
Hey, I had to say though, he the real one because he calls his people out. Like he ain't no fake motherfucker. Like he'll say the real deal about even his own people.
Yeah. I
Black,
would like
I'm
to add
American.
before we keep going on there. It just shows like how effective the colonizers and white supremacy were with their agenda. The fact
Yep.
that it's rippled this far that you can create self-hate amongst different communities. It's not just a black or Hispanic thing. I see it even with Asians and stuff on it, but people
Yeah.
don't even realize it. Like to the point where I even see it when I go back and visit Kenya or even going through South Africa and stuff. It's like it's wild. They were very effective.
Even to the point they ignore the facts. It's super interesting.
Yeah.
They rather be racist than be like, oh, you know what? Maybe they got a good point because the facts say this.
Diablo. Officer Carl Winslow is deep in the depths, guys. Pathetic. He should
A
be
sunken
ashamed
place.
of himself. It's this inner weakness because society has deemed black people to be a negative. He doesn't want to associate with that. He doesn't want to have to climb that uphill, that steeper hill. He could pretend he's all big and tough. He's Officer Tatum. But all I see is an officer punk ass. Tough exterior, soft as shit interior.
You and I, so where you and I differ is a fundamental understanding.
There's no fundamental, this is historical fact. We were enslaved in Africa and sold through slave trade around the world. Majority of us went to South America.
We did.
United States of America that we know today.
If you would not consider yourself stolen, there's something wrong with your internal compass.
Stolen by who?
Sorry, and also like I don't. It's weird that that he does that because he considers himself a Black American. So like we've had an ethnocentric, like we're a different group now in America than the people in South America. You know what I'm saying? As far as like our culture is a little bit different. Like obviously we're all from Africa. Everyone's from Africa. Let's be real about that. But like, so like I don't know why I don't understand that point. Can you help me? Or like why do we they're both American.
Yeah.
They're all Black Americans.
Yeah, but somebody in denial on something.
Like I don't understand. Like there was the slave trade. Oh, what do you fucking do? And we had chattel slavery here. Like why are we going back to that? It's just it's weird. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up.
Whoever stole you
By black and white people. By black and white people, I was stolen.
But I'm trying to figure out off to say what the hell is wrong with looking at yourself as black first before you're anything else, black before you're American, black before,
I'm stuck with that too.
You're anything else. What's wrong with that?
Okay, because all black people ain't the same. And like for instance, we all different. So when I say I'm black, what does that mean? Color of my skin.
Can I interject right there?
No. Black people from New York is different than black people from the South. Black people from Africa that came over here as immigrants are very different than African Americans. We're all different. We're diverse like anybody else. When white people say I'm white first, what does that mean?
I would ask that. Forget. I don't want to mean forget white folks, but I'm like forget. We're not talking about them at this particular moment. Let's stick with black people in this regard. When you talk about the slave trade, and you said we were enslaved and then traded all over the world. Who are those people? Black people.
Well,
I'm simply saying if you identify with that from an historical perspective, these are my ancestors. This is what we endured. This is where I come from. And that's what I identify with first, because to some degree, I'm still feeling some remnants of that even in today's society. I'm saying if you identify yourself as black before you identify yourself as American, what you're doing is saying coming out of the womb, I'm going to be at a disadvantage because I'm in America and I'm going to have to scratch and claw and have an uphill climb. Now, that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you use it as a crutch. It doesn't mean that you sit up there and use that as a reason to be lackadaisical and have a defeatist attitude and don't work your way and maneuver your way through that terrain in order to get to that point. But it does mean you at least acknowledging that, there are historical, insidious acts that are associated with this particular nation that I live in. And as a result, I recognize the fact that I'm going to have to march forward and it's going to be a uphill climb for me to get to where I'm going. If somebody identifies that with blackness, you can do that.
But Stephen A., that's not always true.
That's not always true. Guys, want to know something funny? I did my ancestry DNA a while back, and I was like something like 25% from African countries. I have a hot take. Ready for this? I'm more proud to be black than Officer Tatum. Diablo. Somebody needs to tell him, to the world, especially to bigots, everyone on your screen right now is the same damn shit. Black is black is black is black. In fact, throw me in there too. They would also be like, what is he? Hispanic? Yeah, he's black too. Guys, this idiot thinks because...
Ooh, no, but I gotta say that though. That's a great point. If he came over here in the 1800s with all them black folks on that, you know what I'm saying, or they're all enslaved, no matter how they got here, if it was, he'd be black too. He'd be right there in the field with you. Like, what are we talking about? And he just said, if you come to this country and you know, like, what you're going, if you're in this country and you're born, coming out the womb, that if you're black, you're gonna have a tougher time. Officer Tatum just said that's not always true. What? What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like he just denial of facts because it's like we all know it doesn't even matter how much money you make or you climb up the class ladder. Like they're still gonna like discriminate against you.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter.
case in point is like Beyonce almost dying in the hospital because they didn't believe that she was in pain. I
Right.
mean,
I didn't know that. Holy shit, but
yeah,
yeah.
that's how
I
much I believe that.
mean,
So it goes to show you, it's ridiculous on how Officer Tatum is just. Man, he's so beat up by the colonizer. That's just all I gotta
yeah.
say. Like his mind is so goddamn beat up.
Another example, I think LeBron James, someone wrote the N word on his garage door at his house in LA. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, like it doesn't matter what your status is, you're still gonna have to deal with some level of racism no matter where you're at. I mean, another case in point, I watched Speed was on the stream. He was trying to buy this car, and this guy didn't believe he could pay for it.
Oh yeah, I just said that somewhere in Europe, right?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's like
this man has a whole camera in your face. You don't think you can pay for your car? All right.
or even when I don't know if you've seen the clip with DDG, he's like kind of streaming on the street, and this
Yep.
white chick
Yep.
comes up, he's like, "I'll give you game and all of this," and it's just like, yo, yeah.
And
It goes to
DD
show you can never escape it.
and shout out to DDG. He played that smooth because he was like, I probably make more money than you. And
Yeah,
he was like, boy, what do you mean? He was like, because they were like, what do you do? And then the dude was like, oh, I rent out luxury cars.
yeah, exactly.
It's like I probably rent from you. like, like, what are you talking about? Like, I probably pay you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you like I always that's one thing I will always like remember to you gotta be humble because
Yeah,
like you don't know who you're talking to.
yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna keep this going.
As a black person, if you didn't have what descendants that were slaves, that means that what America treats you better. Like, what is he trying to say by this? He said, "Well, not all black people are descendants of slaves." Yeah, you idiot. Racism doesn't work that way. Stephen A. Smith said it way better than I
Is
could.
that
That
what he meant?
racism is seen simply as a skin color thing, hair texture, facial features that tell people, "Oh, this person is black" or whatever. And to a racist, they don't give a f about your ancestry of enslaved people or not. They are racist, you dumb fuck. They put us all in the same in the same box. Black, brown, no good. My
Mhm.
lord, Stephen A. Smith is teaching this dude.
Right.
I don't even want to call him a man. Stephen A. Smith is the one teaching him what it means to be black.
We're
I can't
agreeing
believe
with
my eyes.
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
Smith.
Smith of all people. Stephen A. must be thinking to himself, don't tell me this is what I have to do to run as a Republican. Hey, Stephen, better get those tap dancing shoes, my man. This is exactly what's required.
True that every black person have to suffer an uphill climb. That's not true. And
No one is
we'll
saying
go
that.
back to like what I said. My ancestors came from Nigeria, so I know that, through my ancestry.com research, that my people came over here as slaves. Not every black person in America came from slavery. It
Who
just that
cares?
wasn't the case. Not every black person in America migrated here and was in the South. Some of them went to the North and were in indentured service, and they never were slaves. Some black people came over here and became slave owners and were not slaves themselves. So it's
The racists don't see it this way. They're not looking in your history to check if you were descendants of slaves, you effing moron.
a very dynamic differentiation between the experience of black people in its totality as existing in America. So me saying I'm black
just saying
first
words.
before I'm an American, I think that's
Yeah.
a misnomer. I think
I'm gonna go with this is just Joker Tango. He's just talking. He's not saying it.
Yeah.
This is what they call a gish gallop. He's just saying shit.
He's talking, but he ain't saying shit.
He's not saying a damn thing, yo. And this is what the right does. If you ever listen to these people and you get them in the corner, they're just gonna gish gallop. They're just gonna say shit.
Yeah.
And what you do is you let them say shit, and you just have to keep asking the question that you want them to answer.
Exactly. Stay on topic because this is what they're gonna do. Derail it.
Yeah.
that's you're pigeonholing yourself, because if you are going to say I'm black, that means negative. You're putting yourself at a
What?
disadvantage, man. And I say I'm an American first because I believe in American values. My ancestors fought that I can be free in this country. All of our ancestors were not the same. Didn't come from the same countries.
These are Americans.
Didn't speak the same languages. We are a diverse people, and we don't need to be looking at a skin color because I don't agree with a lot of stuff black people do. We ain't the same people. If you sagging your pants and gang banging and doing stuff that you're not supposed to, we ain't the same. If you doing the right thing and raising your kids and having a family and doing all that stuff, then we are more similar. I have more similarities with white people than I do with some black people. So I don't.
That's it right there. I was waiting for something like that. And guys, you may not like everything you see from your people, some of your people, but they are your people. They are my people. I don't see them and discard them because I don't like that their pants are sagging. Like if they're subhuman, how effing dare you? Listen, if your pants are sagging and you're doing the wrong things, listen to me clearly. You are still my people. Get the F out of here.
Okay. Wake up out of the womb and like think about my kids. I'm in a blended family. I'm in a mixed family. Kids don't wake up every morning and be like, I'm black. No, what do you mean? You're born in America. You're an American.
Okay.
I'm so glad you said that.
Gary, I'm going to give you the last word because I got to end this soon. I'm going to give you the last word, but go ahead.
America is very specific about how it's handled black folks. You ever heard the word octoroon, Brother Tatum?
No, I haven't.
You know what? Well, you don't know what an octoroon is. An octoroon is somebody who's 1/8 black. Okay? You ever heard of the word mulatto, I'm sure. Mulatto means you mix half black. You ever heard that before?
I've heard of the one drop rule and I heard of mulatto.
Okay, before. So in a country that has the ability to label whether you 1/8 black, they got a word for it. The Pope would be considered an octoroon. Pope Leo would be considered an American octoroon. I know this because this is the history of America that we were so specific. We have been so specific in this country that there are people who left this state to go other places to play white in order to get away with not having to deal with the issues of what they do to black people.
They used to.
Brother, my mother turns 80. My beautiful mother turns 80 on June 18th. She went to segregated schools in this country.
But she don't know more.
But because she had to fight tooth and nail in order for you and I to be able to sit here having this conversation.
So now you need to move on.
And because the things that my mother fought for, they're attempting to do away with today. So we have to continue to fight every day. And maybe you don't understand that this is a struggle for black people because you identify as American before you identify as black. But I identify as black first, and black people have made America as good as it is today because this moralist, sinful nation would not have come to the promise that it is today if it weren't for black people demanding more of this country.
And it wouldn't be as bad as it is today if it weren't for some black people cutting up every day.
Last point, Stephen, I want to make a point.
You mother. And Gary, no. I'm going to tell you something, Gary. You're wrong about that. That man does not identify as American. That man identifies as white. Best believe that. Or he wish he could.
Yeah.
I mean, he said what most black conservatives wouldn't have the balls to say, but he essentially has more in common with white people. He wants this to be true. Not because it is, but because he wants it to be.
Yeah.
Because he said it right there. To be black is to be a negative of some sort.
He said
this is truly a pathetically weak ideology to have. To have no pride.
Yeah. Because he doesn't want to. He clearly doesn't want to identify himself as black because he looks at it as a negative deep down.
Yeah, he said it. And what I want to say is that he asked if the black people were the ones who identified themselves as black. No, it was the law. It was the state. You know what I mean? You're not born and you innately know you're black. That's not a thing.
It was
come
up
up
to the point where, that's how they were stopping you from voting and redlining things.
Right.
So they had to categorize you. So
yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous. It's also kind of ridiculous that you would ignore the fact that this country wasn't founded thinking about your people at all. You were not even a thought in the Constitution. You were still property at that point. So it's kind of crazy that he would be like, yeah, no, I'm American first. It's like, no. Doesn't really work like that because if we change the names of this country, we could change the names of it. You're just born on a piece of land.
His thesis was I'm American before I am black because there are other people who are here who are black who don't have the same culture that I have. But that doesn't make any but it doesn't matter because of the law and the way the country treats you. No matter if you're from wherever you're from Jamaica, you're from Alabama, you're from Canada. It's like they treat you the same way. Now, are there some people that we can come over here who are from different countries who don't understand that until later on? Yeah. I mean, yeah. And they may not be treated the same way, and then they get the black wake up call. It
Yeah,
happens all the time.
all the
It even
time.
happens to black Americans.
Yeah. Well, you're like you kind of
So,
growing up in the suburbs until you kind of get hit with that
right.
point. You're like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah. I got
oh damn.
friends. They may not have got it. They should have got it, but they haven't got it, and they're from the suburbs. I'm like, bro, you think for Republicans gonna help you?
Right.
I'm like, all right, dog. And I get, the Democratic Party haven't done what they act like they're supposed to do. So I'm not trying to get into that, but all I'm saying is like you are like, yeah, you are black before you are American, before you
Yeah.
are Christian, before any of that. Like I don't know.
Cause,
What are we talking about?
yeah. Cause even him trying to say like, no, I'm not like y'all blacks. I'm like more of a white black or whatever. But if he was to run into if you were walking with him, or you run into the Klan and the Klan is trying to lynch y'all, you're gonna get lynched too. They ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, he's not one of those saggy pants ones,
He,
you know?
he
Like,
was one of the blacks who owned slaves.
yeah,
Like,
what?
what the fuck are you
No.
talking? Like, what does that even mean, bro? And like again, we didn't choose that label, and the whole like, oh, I'm not black because there's a group of black people who sadly plan to commit crime. It's like, but that's not the majority of black people. It's like, the majority of black people do exactly what you just said. They have families and they raise them, they have jobs and they live a normal life. So like, he's not making any sense. He's just kind of going off the stereotype that all black people commit crime, which is really weird to do with a black person. But he's getting paid by certain individuals. So
Yeah, I know that for sure. But also part of it is also his belief deep down. Like he has no moral compass or moral code. Like, but
and he used to
he's
be a pig, so it doesn't
yeah,
surprise me.
and he was probably
Like,
one of the people who you could definitely with his bias or how he's already speaking, you could already see on how probably most of his if he had to interact with people, you could probably bet how he went with black people. You know.
yeah, he's one of the brothers who would think we are cool. And then I would like, you know what I'm saying? I'd surprise them one day and be like, nah, bro, I don't know what you think, who you thought I was, but like, I've had a few of I'm a black guy, but I like the white, like, them like, well, want to be white dude, black dudes, but think we're cool because we both grew up in the suburbs, and then they realize I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not like that.
Yeah, and it's
I
also
like
kind of
being
like
black.
frustrating
Shit.
and ridiculous. On you, man, you got like this black dude kind of championing like racist points and white supremacist talking points and shit, and it's just like, boy, and they're not gonna welcome you to the house. Like when they want to kick everybody out of this country, they will come and kick your
Well,
ass out too.
he's one
So
person, but I'm either like I don't know people like that. And I'm like, all right, so you're a black guy. Like I'm talking to myself now, and you think black people do this, right? What's your anecdotal experience? Well, I have black friends who don't do that. I was like, okay, so you you know from your own experience that black people aren't criminals. They raise their families, but yet and still you want to keep in the notion that black people, majority of them are committing this crime. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And like, their examples are, well, look at the music. It's like not all black people listen to hip hop like that. Actually, the majority of people listening to hip hop are white males.
yeah.
But I digress.
I mean, if you look at everything we've been doing, especially on the entertainment side, that all gravitate to it, whether it's from like rock was originally black folks and that got taken over house music. See where we at. So it's like everything you love is coming from the culture. So
But they like to label, like even like, 'cause not even all hip hop. It's just like the violent hip hop. The way they kind of look at it, like, oh, that's black culture. It's like, well, no, that's just
no,
a certain group of people who talk about their
yeah.
experiences. Like,
But it
like
goes back to that once again with the racist labeling on things. Like we didn't say that's our culture. Like when I don't know when we see meth heads on TV, we don't say that's white culture or whatever it is. I don't know. This is the only thing I could think of because I was like, that seems like more of a. I see more of white meth heads on the mug
I
shots.
mean, if here's and we can end it with this. If I'm a gangster, then you have to take the label of being a PDF file.
Yeah. Is how it goes on. You also got me just thinking on the whole argument of black on black crime and shit, or even like looking at and that's not even the one, looking at the crime rates when they're like, oh, black people commit this much crime. But when you look at the actual stats, there's more white folks, there's more on the other side on it, but that's never touched on it. And you'll find somebody like Officer Tatum never even addressing that. The fact that it's like, okay, when you look at the actual stats, who's really committing the crimes?
Well, yeah, they use the whole 1350 thing. 13% of the population, 50% of the arrests, but arrests are the key word.
Yeah.
Because you have to go on you have to go off convictions, and conviction rate is about the same as white people, if not, I think, less actually. And we have the most exonerations. So
Yeah.
you can't, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you can look, you can do what you want. You can be racist if you want to. The stats don't back you up.
Yeah. I mean,
Your
they
own
asked
people
you.
who do stats,
Yeah.
because your people, if you know what I'm saying. Most of the time, they're doing the stats,
Yeah.
and they're telling you black people are not, what you think they are. But it's easy to have an enemy. I mean, every single, racist, right wing fascist movement has had some type of enemy, whether it be black people or now the thing is immigrants.
Yeah.
So
There's always the bad guys where it's like, hey, it's those guys who are fucking up your life for you, not us.
yeah, those guys. It's the immigrant who's trying to get over here and make a better job, or make a better job, make a better life, and have and get a job. It's not the billionaire who just gets subsidies after subsidies
Yeah.
and is literally taking. I mean, I don't want to make this any longer. We probably should cut this out, but like, we got Elon Musk who's a trillionaire. But he cut U.S. aid to other countries. He's literally
Yeah.
killing millions of people, and you're pointing your finger at an immigrant. Like,
Yeah. It's like,
wake,
okay.
wake
Wake up.
up, wake
Wake
up,
up.
man. But yeah. Any last words, bro?
Oh, just like, yo, don't be an Officer Tatum, guys.
Yeah, don't be a hoe. All
Don't
right,
be a
y'all.
hoe. But no, they can say what we need to say on it. But yeah, just don't ignore the facts. Oh, one thing I did want to also add, like the facts are only just gonna keep on getting better the more we keep on getting better with technology and record keeping and everything. So it's like, do the facts will never lie.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, and I'll end up with this. Like, you really can't tell me about my culture, about
Yeah,
my people. It's like I know the facts. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I
And you
only know
can't
I have the facts and anecdotal evidence of what it is. So,
and you
I
can't rewrite
mean,
history. I'm sorry,
right?
you ain't gonna rewrite
So,
it.
no, you can't. But I want to also say, like, everybody's an ally. I'm all Rainbow Coalition over here. I don't care
Yeah,
what color you are, but you know what I mean? I'm a ride for my people. So it is what it is. But man, this is another just dope episode. Man, talking about some real shit on here. We gotta get some interviews going.
yeah.
All in due time though. All in due time. We ain't
We'll be
rushing
there.
shit.
We'll
So
get there.
till next time,
Peace. Bald head business.
y'all. Yeah, but you see it, you see it.
Not too late for you. You got your hat on. It's bald head business over
I didn't know we
here.
were doing the no hats.
Yeah.
Shit.